Hello and welcome to this expedited version of the Ice Cave. We're going to be working on a quarter-page piece of the Uinkit brand of printable vinyl holographic sticker paper. Okay, now as you can see, this sticker paper is a really super loud visual surface here, so working that type of surface into a scene can be a little bit challenging. It's easy to do, but it's kind of playing a balance of allowing the paper to be what it is in order to take advantage of this type of color patterning, contrast, and I guess in some ways visual movement, because it changes with the whatever type of light is hitting it, the angle the light is hitting it, and pairing that with image kind of readability. If you just stamp images directly on this, if they're not solid, bold images, they're almost going to get swallowed up into that type of patterning. So here we are applying a lot of that background white, what I call blocking out, layering that's going on so that we can see our imagery where we're going to stamp it. Now I've positioned a lot of those white pigmenting blotches where I planned on stamping some of my main imagery. And in this piece of paper there's not a lot of imagery that's going to fit on here, so it's just based around this tall rock large, several impressions with the ledge, and then the tall rock, the smaller version of it too. So this is going to be a fairly kind of simple composition here, and we're doing a cave here. So we, changing this right here from kind of hills to a cave is just using this ledge here upside down. Well, okay, that one was on the bottom part right here, but I'll use it on the top portion of the scene upside down to kind of cap off the top area of the scene, like that. Okay, and then we'll make several more impressions, partial impressions with the ledge done vertically to represent the walls of the cave. And that one of those spots in there where I have a pretty dense layer of that white ink to really block out a lot of the holographic patterning, that's going to represent the opening of the cave. So you apply that white ink quite densely in one area, so that you don't have a bunch of that patterning showing through. Unless this is supposed to be just one portion of the cave, like another room in the cave, and then you want some of that patterning to be on the outside of the, hallway leading into this one. But this one right here, I wanted it to represent kind of the opening of the cave, just to get a little bit of textural difference in the piece. Okay, now here we're going to model these forms a lot more, giving it a little bit more of a sense of opacity. Okay, now here's where the challenge comes in for me. I want to cover up more of that patterning to give these, like I said, the rocks some visual weight. But it's supposed to be kind of an ice cave too, so I don't want to just block out everything completely. But as you can see, that paper underneath, the areas where I've applied a lot of that white ink and my imagery over the top of it, it's still kind of overpowering, so we have to cover up a little bit more. So there's kind of the balance of, kind of watching what you're doing. You want to hold your card up at kind of arm's distance to see what these types of ink applications are going to look like, and how they're affecting the overall. Okay, now I'm going into this with a colored pencil now. The colored pencil will stick to the previously applied white and black Brilliance inks, okay? Colored pencil doesn't really apply directly onto bare areas of the the vinyl sticker paper, okay? So I'm holding this up, so you can't see some of those reflective areas like that just periodically. So you want to hold it up like that to get a good feel. See, I'm holding it up like that, and I can see what you know, my marks are doing here. Here I am kind of blocking off a lot of area around the opening of the cave. Normally I'd have it a little bit lighter in that area, but on this holographic I kind of block it out a little bit more, you know, and make it dark, in other words. So I'm darkening in that white Brilliance Ink around the opening of the cave. It's a lot easier to do it with the colored pencils too, rather than say a cotton ball. You know, cotton balls are good for wide areas, and the colored pencils are good for kind of specific areas. Okay, now I used black, and now I'm going into a dark blue, you know, for the shadows, giving that kind of grayscale application of black pigment ink a little bit more definition and richness, making it a cool gray instead of just, you know, kind of a chalky, charcoal-y looking application. All right, so you can see that. I don't know if you can see, there's little tinges of blue in there. Going in with my new Explorer stamp, that's what he's called. And he has a little bit of like an ice axe in his hand. Okay, now we have some kind of soft, kind of form definition within the scene. So going in here with a extra fine acrylic white paint pen and defining some of the kind of the edges of a lot of the different forms. So on the rocks, there's these edges. They're drawn into the design too, so I'm just following the design here. I'm not kind of inventing new areas of the rock with this. So I'm just kind of reiterating what's already on the rock, but this is giving my forms better definition now, okay? It's a crisp definition because the background right now is looking rather soft, so I felt that this right here really, kind of brought the piece together more than it had been, okay? So a lot of times, you know, I mean, when you're working kind of in this type of way, defining things as you go along and working on this type of paper right here, things don't look great, you know, right through every step of the process, okay? So it's a matter of kind of fogging things out in some ways and then redefining it. Okay, now I just held up that piece of paper so you can see just how far it's really come, you know, with that blocking out. Okay, now I'm going in with the the dark pencil again and kind of crisping up some of those shadows. I kind of add these little forms and kind of shadow definitions, and I didn't do them too dark, but then I kind of develop it over time, you know. If I figure it needs more, then you add more. Okay, light beams, okay, going for a little bit more of a dimensional aspect in here. I thought that might look cool. I didn't know if I was going to do that at first. I've done it in past cave scenes before, and I thought it looked pretty good, and I thought, well, this one's already looking kind of busy, so I didn't know if I should add the rays, but I think the rays added to it nicely. You kind of vary the width of some of the beams, some of the density of it, make some of those beams a little bit lighter, and some a little bit more see-through. Here it is formatted with that quote down there. I thought the quote added a nice touch. And then, since we've gone this far with this kind of blingy paper scenario here, I thought I would add in some of these clear crystal stones here. Oh, I don't know, what are you? Rhinestones. And I'm just applying them here and there. I apply it mostly on the ledge imagery. I don't apply it on the tall rocks. I figured the tall rocks have their own kind of texture to them. And most of the color is in those tall rock sections, you know, what the explorer is standing on. So kind of the walls and the floor of the cave, I added some of these little touches like this, and I thought it added a nice three-dimensional touch and a different kind of reflective look. Okay, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.